When it comes to any of the topics that we cover here on Just the Tip, we can all gain important vantage points and valuable insights when we discard our professional roles and approach each topic from the perspective of the consumer. So put on your consumer hat and imagine that you're a car buyer performing a search for the Ford F-150, the most searched vehicle across 32 states. Without a geographic modifier, page 1 of those search results are likely to be dominated by entries from the OEM and the likes of Wikipedia, CarMax, Edmunds, Car Gurus, and Car and Driver. In some searches, valuable page 1 real estate could also be filled by Google themselves in the form of rich answers or by aggregate responses in the form of knowledge graphs. Performing the search from our offices, we have to scroll halfway down page 2 before we even find an isolated local dealership listing. So what does that tell us about how effectively local Ford dealerships in our area are positioning themselves as an authoritative resource? If you're watching this, ask yourself, as a consumer, what differentiates one link from another in your eyes? The average consumer's search behaviors are influenced by how motivated they are to actually perform thorough research, their personal recognition of the authoritativeness, expertise, and trustworthiness of the author or the site owner, and how much the superficiality of a link resonates with them. Of course, ranking position and meta descriptions and the presence of knowledge panels and GMBs play a role as well. However, the likelihood of your link being clicked can be drastically affected by Google's inclusion of a featured snippet in that number 0 spot atop the page. Type that question into Google, for the benefit of any rookies out there, and we'll find any number of valuable resources ready to serve up an answer. However, it's none other than our good friends at Moz whose answer is spotlighted atop the search results. It's literally a featured snippet about featured snippets, which defines them as selected search results that are featured on top of Google's organic search results below the ads in a box. Featured snippets aim at answering the user's question right away, hence their other well-known name, answer boxes. Being featured means getting additional brand exposure in search results. Literally a perfect answer taken directly from Moz's content, which serves to establish Moz and a specific piece of content as authoritative resources. But what does this mean to your dealership? What's the likelihood that you could find your content selected as a featured snippet? And how can you improve your chances? Acknowledging that less than 13% of search queries include a featured snippet in their results, over 90% of all featured snippets come from resources that are included in the top 5 ranking positions. Now, remember what we said earlier about those big names in automotive that your dealership is competing against for those page 1 spots? This highlights the importance of an effective SEO strategy. Improving your ranking position, especially in terms of local search, is a goal unto itself. But it also improves the likelihood of Google recognizing the authoritative responses that your site offers, and then choosing to feature it. That said, your content matters. Let's just assume that you or your SEO provider have gotten your dealership a well-deserved spot on page 1. Now this says something about the quality of your content and the effective means by which it anticipates and then answers popular search queries. But is a particular piece of content snippet-worthy? Let's begin with the entity-based keyword research that we assume had been performed. Chances are that you focused your efforts on the questions that are commonly being asked by Google users. Good job! By creating your content with those questions in mind, you're not only focused on the right topics, but you have the means of including the question itself within your content. Pretty self-explanatory, but remember that most featured snippets consist of 2 to 3 sentences. When answering the question, you'll need to balance thoroughness with brevity. Formatting matters, and your answer should be easy for Google to read. But remember, the snippet is only a brief highlight of your content. If you've presented your question as a header and followed it up with your comprehensive 2 to 3 sentence answer, your work isn't done. You can further enhance your answer with imagery that specifically addresses the keyword and showcases your expertise. Taking these steps will help you to create high-quality content that's more favorable in the eyes of both the consumer and Google. Combined with the rest of your comprehensive SEO strategy, this will help to improve your likelihood of ranking higher and grabbing those page one spots. And while the competition is pretty steep, it may even nudge a featured snippet from your content into that sweet, sweet number 0 spot. Which just about wraps things up for us this week. As always, you can find an entire library of JTT episodes complete with transcripts at wikimotive.com/justthetip. Plus, you can join us next Thursday and every Thursday, where we'll have just the tip for you.